Well, hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to another reading. We are continuing Wallace D. Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich, finishing chapter 7, Gratitude. We started that a couple days ago, and we are going to dive in today. I shared a lot about my own journey when it comes to gratitude and finding a way that makes sense to me and feels good to me because I was very entitled. Let's just say that. I had a really hard time with practicing gratitude, which a lot of personal and spiritual development people say that is the key. Gratitude is the key, but I could not be grateful. I was in such a hard space that gratitude was hard for me. I was triggered by gratitude altogether. But this chapter, chapter 7 in The Science of Getting Rich, completely shifted. It was like a paradigm shift. And I'm so grateful. Let's just put it that way. All right. And if you missed any of the previous readings, we have a playlist here. I have a playlist here on YouTube. So if you're on Facebook, hop on over to YouTube, like and subscribe. There are many videos. I am on my way to almost 1,000 video uploads, just like videos, shorts, teachings, readings, and there is a lot of playlists that you can enjoy if you ever wanted to find out about books and have some, or not find out about books. Well, have me read them. I read the books through and then I share my own thoughts, lessons, teachings, personal experience, analogies, all that jazz. So it's like reading an audiobook, but it's visual, it's interactive, and you can hear my funny stories. All right. And learn from the mistakes that I've made so you don't have to. Okay, we left off that it was saying most people fail because they do not acknowledge, they do not practice gratitude for the good that's in their life, even when there's bad things happening. When there's bad things happening, I don't take the time to acknowledge or be grateful for what's going well, even in the midst of the most painful things. It is easy to understand that the nearer we live to the source of wealth, the more wealth we shall receive. It is also easy to understand that a soul that is always grateful lives in closer touch with God than one who never looks to him in thankful acknowledgement. We touched a little bit about this. Whatever higher power you believe in, I personally, from personal experience, working with clients, going through addiction, depression, anxiety, not everybody believes in God or God can be triggering. I personally do. I like to use that word God. But whatever is a power greater than you, I highly recommend. You don't have to take what you like, leave the rest. But in my experience, when you feel like you're alone, you haven't, whatever it is for you, leaning on a higher power and knowing that you're not alone. You didn't, when I was saying I didn't ask to be here. Well, who asked you to be here? Why are you here? Like, what is the source? What is the power that is running this whole illusion, in my opinion? But like, what is the cause? What is the force? It doesn't have to be an anthropomorphized figure, like a person god. It could be an energy. It can be anything that you want it to be. It could be a tree. It could be nature. It could be Mother Earth. I don't care. But what is a higher power to you? And that is the source of all the good. And if we can just acknowledge, connect with that source, and just live in a space of acknowledgement for all the good things that are going in our life, that says we are in closer touch with that source when we acknowledge and look with gratitude and are thankful for the good things. It could be your higher mind, right? Your higher self. Who cares? When good things come to us, the more grateful we fix our mind on the supreme power, the more good things we will receive, because we are in harmony with that. We're vibrating. We're on that floor of the building, so to speak. So that's what we'll experience more of. And the more rapidly good things will come. The reason for this is simply that the mental attitude for gratitude draws the mind into closer touch with the source from which the blessings come. If it is a new thought to you that gratitude brings your whole mind into closer harmony with the creative energies of the universe, consider it well, and you will see that it is true. The good things you already possess have come to you because of certain laws. Gratitude will lead your mind out along the ways by which things come. And it will keep you in close harmony with creative thought and prevent you from falling into competitive thought. Ooh, we talked about that a few videos ago. Competition versus creation. Amateurs compete. Professionals create. You're not an amateur. None of us are. You don't have to compete with anybody. What's yours, no one can take from you, but you have to claim it. And no one can give it to you either. You have to give it to yourself. You have to claim it. And so when other people get more, right, they claim theirs, and you're like, well, they have some, so now it's less for me. No, that's not how it works. We showed the diagram of the different pies. There's not one big pie that we're all trying to take from. And the more I have, the less you have. No, you have your own pie. You have a whole pie of your own. I have a whole pie of my own. We can take as much as we want out of it, but most people don't because they believe that there is just one pie. It is a new thought. Okay, we read that. The good things you already possess have come to you because of certain laws. Gratitude will lead your mind out along the ways by which things come, and it will keep you in close harmony with the creative thought and prevent you from falling into competitive thought. Gratitude alone can keep you looking forward and toward the infinite and prevent you from falling into the error of thinking that the supply of riches is limited, and to think that would be fatal to your hopes. Let's read that again. Gratitude alone can keep you looking toward the infinite and prevent you from falling into the error of thinking that the supply of riches is limited, and to think that would be fatal to your hopes. There is a law of gratitude that if you are to get the results you seek, it is absolutely necessary that you should observe the law. The law of gratitude is the natural principle that action and reaction are always equal and in opposite directions. The grateful outreaching of your mind in thankful praise to the supreme power is a liberation or expenditure of a force it cannot fail to reach that to which it is addressed. And as a result, God responds with an instantaneous movement toward you. Draw nigh unto God, and he will draw nigh unto you. That is a statement of psychological truth. So get closer with your higher power, and your higher power will get closer to you. And that's the source of all wealth and all abundance. And if your gratitude is strong and constant, the reaction in the formless substance will be strong and continuous. The movement of the things you want will always be toward you. Let me read that again. The movement of the things you want will always be toward you. Notice the grateful attitude that Jesus took, how he always seemed to be saying, I thank thee, Father, that thou hearest me. You cannot exercise much power without gratitude, because it is gratitude that keeps you connected with power. Think about gratitude as the key to all you want. Being grateful, being positive. And this is just today, y'all, just today. Here's an example. I had a positive mental attitude, and I have had just the best day. I can't believe it's already 5 o'clock. So I have been dealing with, I thought it wasn't an ingrown toenail. I've never had one of those, thank God, because I know they're really painful. But I thought that I had, like, when you injure your toe, usually it comes from like running. If you have like your shoes are too small, and then your toenail dies, and then it grows out, and you like have to have a new toenail. Anyways, a couple months ago, I felt like it was just this like pain that came on. I don't know, maybe it was like a subtle the pressure, because I was running a lot. Remember, I was running every day, but it wasn't even as much as I used to run. It was like so weird to me. Anyways, it would come and go. Long story short, it's been a couple months, but it flared up last night. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to like get my toenail taken off or something. Anyways, I had to go to urgent care. I had to go through all this stuff. And like, I do not like, it's like the DMV. I don't want to sit in like offices and all this blah, blah, blah. And how much is it going to cost and all the yada, yada. Anyways, that was old me. I was like, everything's going to work out for me. Everything's perfect. It was such a pleasant experience from the moment I called to the moment I walked in to the whole experience to the doctor was so cool, And the lady at the pharmacy, it's like, usually those are situations that we're like, we like want to get over. We expect them to be irritating, frustrating, problems to arise. Well, at least that's the way I was raised. Or like, you got to go to the DMV. It's like, I don't mind waiting anywhere. Like I put my earpods in and I was listening to Catherine Ponder's audiobook on YouTube. It's free. It's, I'm on chapter 5 right now. I have it pulled up right now. I was literally just listening to it before I started this call. Um, The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity by Catherine Ponder. I'm listening to that audiobook right now. I've listened to it before. I love her so much. Oh, she's so good, Catherine Ponder. These women who, Catherine Ponder, Elsie Lincoln Benedict, Florence Scovel Shinn, they are Genevieve B. Rand. I love them so much. They have such powerful ways of describing. And I don't know, it's just a feeling for me because I'm a woman. I don't know what it is, but it's just different. It's a little different than the majority of the male, but I love all of the authors. I'm not, saying anything about that. I love all of the personal development, but these women, maybe just because it's so rare, what was that, 4 or 5, a handful, and there's hundreds of, male authors and all that stuff, but it's with the times, but I really respect them. Back 100 years ago, 50 years ago, she wrote that book in 1962, Catherine Ponder. But it wasn't always easy for women to be taken serious and listened to and not thinking as quacks. Side note. Anyways, what was the point of all this? Oh, I was listening to this audiobook, just yeah, we had to wait in line. We were standing there. I saw some people getting antsy and being like rolling their eyes and like just being in a state of frustration. It's like, we're going to wait in line anyway. We might as well do it in the most joyous way we can. It's like, okay, come on, Carly, you're waiting at the pharmacy for like it's like, it doesn't matter. Why don't we make the best of it? Is it where I'd be? Is it where I would prefer to be? No, but I'm there. And so I had my audiobook playing and I was just, blessing people as I looked at them and, just listening to my audiobook and grateful that I could pick up this prescription. I had money and oh my God, just like practicing gratitude, noticing the good things. And so they're saying when you are focused on the good, on the grateful, what you're grateful for, the good, positive things, you attract more of that to you. So everybody was nice to me. Everybody was so nice to me because I had already decided this is going to be a good experience for all parties involved. All parties involved. And actually, the woman at the pharmacist, I could tell right away, they were busy. And she was they were busy. They did not look like they were having the best day. But just taking a moment, acknowledging them, looking them in the eye, thanking them, being grateful. It was just a shift. You can be that one person, the catalyst that can shift someone's day just with your calm energy, because a normal person and me, anybody who doesn't understand this material and we're just not paying attention, I would just unconsciously or consciously get that energy right back and just get caught up in their anxious, chaotic energy. And it just makes it stronger. But when you are the one who dictates how any interaction will go, no matter what anybody else is acting like, you truly are the alchemist. You can change a whole situation. You can change a whole line of people. You can change the whole trajectory of the day of an office, So it says there is a law of gratitude. And if you are to get results you seek, it is absolutely necessary that you should observe this law. The law of gratitude is the natural principle that action and reaction are always equal in opposite directions. The grateful outreach of your mind in thankful praise to the supreme power is a liberation or expenditure of force. It cannot fail to reach that to which it is addressed. And as a result, God responds with an instantaneous movement towards you. So draw closer to God, draw closer to this source, your higher power, and it will draw closer to you. Get a relationship with that. I remember I was going through a whomper of a time, like just dark night of the soul. And I was raised Catholic. So, and I had a beautiful experience. I take what I like, I leave the rest. But I truly do believe at times when we turn to people that we trust or, things that have helped us in the past, I was like, I want to like talk to a nun. I want to talk to a priest, anything. I want to talk to a nun. But anyways, I called a church and a priest answered and I was like, and he's, for spiritual direction and guidance, right? If you didn't want to go the psychotherapeutic route. And I was like, I just feel I'm having a hard time, right? I'm having a hard time, right? It was maybe it was a breakup. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was, or it was right before I got sober. It was a lot of things going on, just coming to a head. And I was like, I just feel very abandoned. Like I've always felt the presence of God. I've always felt Jesus with me. I really have, because that's just the way I was raised in my coping, my spiritual coping and relationship to my inner spiritual world. And I'm grateful for that. And I remember the priest was like, well, do you pray? Like, do you take time? And I was like, he's like, are you serious about your relationship with God? And I was like, well, what do you mean? And he's like, well, look, if you don't take it serious, what makes you think? Like, if you don't make time for God, what makes you think you're going to have a relationship? Basically, he was like really harsh. I'm like, oh. I was, yeah, I was like shopping for like backpacks or something. And I just remember like sitting in a corner when this priest was like giving me tough love. And I was like, oh, geez. But it's the truth. It's like, what are we doing? It doesn't have to be religious. It doesn't have to be Christian based. It could be just like, what are you doing to connect with yourself? Is it journaling? For me, it's A Course in Miracles. I love that. That is my spiritual sobriety, my anchor to get me sober, mentally sober, emotionally sober, forgiveness, practicing forgiveness. That's my anchor. And whenever I deviate from that, it ain't pretty. It is like, wow, it is a daily process, even when things are good, right? Like things will inevitably always shift. That's life. It's the nature of life. There is not one person on this planet that experiences good all the time. We live in a world of duality. There is always another side. But don't be afraid of that. It's you can show up even in the times of grief, even in the times of heartbreak, in a conscious way that is not leaving you, dead on the rocks emotionally and spiritually. You can prepare for that. It's like weather. It's a nice, beautiful, sunny day. Oh, it's beautiful to lay out and have a picnic. But when it's raining, it's like, make the best of it. Don't be like, oh, I can't lay outside now. It's so gray and dark and it's like, go dance in the rain. Seriously, like, or get an umbrella or stay inside or have a cup of hot cocoa, have a rainy day, have a movie night, listen to the rain. Like, it smells so good. Like, what is the good about anything? And we can prepare for anything. So that was a whole thing of like, when you're grateful or you're just positive and you're anticipating. And I think it's through gratitude that got me to a good mood, to be honest. Like, I'm just grateful that I'm in a position where I can go see a doctor and get the help I need. And then I'm just positive with good anticipation. And is it like that every day? No. But today was a day that I had a choice. I think I had a choice and I consciously made the choice to like, you know what? Because the thoughts came in like, oh my gosh, how is this going to go? All these fears coming up. And I thought, no, everything's going to go perfect. I'm just going to connect with people, leave people with the impression of increase. Chapter 14 here we'll read together and just have a positive experience no matter what happens. Being grateful. Here's another thing. This is a couple days ago. So I want to get like this metabolic, like just basic labs done for like, metabolism at my age, just a health checkup. And I went to this place and I wasn't going to use insurance. And I wanted to get my labs done. And the tech severely misquoted me. And I knew she did. And right then and there, I could have argued with her, but I didn't even want to. I said, you know what? Thank you so much. I'm gonna have to come back because it was like an egregious amount of money. It should have been like maybe $300. It was like over 3,000 for like lab work. I was like, okay, thank you so much. I wasn't gonna like call your manager. Like at that point, I didn't even care because I was like, it happens. It happens. And I would be better to just leave right now in peace. Of course, the voices were like, she's an idiot, what a ding dong. She just wasted your time. But I thought, you know what? It taught me. I mean, it was a personal lesson for me, and I'm grateful for it. So I looked for what I was grateful for in that whole experience. And it's easy not to. Anyways, this you could use this every day. Not that you could use this. You should use this. Well, you shouldn't do anything. You can do whatever you want, but like this is applicable and it saves you a lot of stress, anxiety, frustration, irritation, and little by little, like whatever we're feeding sooner or later shows up in a bigger way. So for like little by little, we're dropping water into the cup of irritation, anger, resentment. It's going to flood one day. It's going to drown us. I believe Louise Hay talks about that, about how every thought we think is like a drop of water. One drop of water, one thought, it's not a big deal. But over time, consistent drops of water, we drowned in it. And so it's better to always just be proactive and conscious. Is anybody perfect? No, we're gonna have good days, bad days, but just like check in with yourself, have some sort of routine, even if it's 1 second in the morning, like, hey, we're gonna try our best today. Okay, great, let's go. Whatever. It's like, how serious are you about, your emotional, mental, spiritual health? And it's everything. And I always say, like, how serious is anybody? It's everybody comes to a point in their life where they need support, internal support, spiritual, mental, physical, emotional. And there are people who can handle it on their own, but I don't think so. They always have to reach out. We are relational creatures asking for help. It doesn't have to be on a big scale. Not everyone goes to therapy. Not everybody takes personal development courses, but it depends on what your goals are, how much you need to reprogram, how much you want to reprogram, how much you want to grow, get uncomfortable. And that's why every single person's life is different. For me, I had a lot to reprogram. I had addictions, like generational trauma, like epigenetic genes to turn off and down regulate, when it came to addiction, when it came to anxiety, depression, just mental health issues, um, money wounds, right? Relationship wounds. So much, right? It's like, to the degree that you live bigger life is the degree that you need more help. More money, more problems, right? Like, the bigger the building, the bigger the shadow. So like, the bigger you shine, the bigger the shadow. And so that's why the prescription for each person is different. I've always wanted to, I've just had really big dreams, really big goals, like running marathons, starting a production company, being very wealthy, like, and so it's not a shock. Working on my own, being an entrepreneur, it's not a coincidence that the problems and the shadows that come with that are bigger, and I need help. Let's look at the opposite. I just want to be able to pay my bills. I want to work an easy job that comes easy for me, doesn't take a lot of continued skill or effort. I don't have to get out of my comfort zone. I settle for a relationship that's meh, right? Not, he doesn't cheat on me. That's fine. It's like, the higher the standards, the more work it takes. The lower the standards, the less work it takes on self. And that's okay. And everywhere in between, right? Those are extremes. But as I'm talking right now, it's kind of like validating for myself and people I surround myself with. Like, think about Kobe Bryant. Think about, is it Cristiano Ronaldo? Just Tom Brady, like the Serena Williams, Venus Williams, just the greatest athletes who go all out and people think they're nuts. Or even just Lady Gaga, like people who just put themselves out there in a big way, they have more to fight off. People think they're crazy. People don't agree with them. They are targets. You're a target for negativity. And I don't blame people for not wanting to put themselves out there, because when you put yourself out there, you are vulnerable. You're vulnerable. And because I always used to beat myself up, like, oh my God, why do I need so much personal development? Like, does everybody need this? Like, is everybody crazy? Am I crazy? Like, but I just think it's to each their own. Each person's different. Depending on the life you live will be the prescription you need to stay stable, to stay balanced, right? To stay mentally healthy. So I hope that made sense. So just think about your life, think about your results. Um, you can always make a change, go bigger, get more uncomfortable, and get the help you need as you do that, right? Because more stuff comes up, like insecurities, fear, worry, doubt. It's like, read Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. I am so excited. There's a lot happening. I'm going to do some stuff with Outwitting the Devil. I don't know if I'm going to read the whole book here. Maybe I'll do like a private little course or something on that, because I don't know, maybe I'll read it after this. Maybe we'll read Outwitting the Devil after this. I'm really feeling that, because it's a whole book dedicated to the ghosts of fear. So the sixth ghost of fear was a chapter in Think and Grow Rich. And it's all about outwitting these ghosts. It's like basically back 100 years ago, Napoleon Hill was talking about our trauma, our fears, the negative voices in our head, you know. Um, there is this ad, and I think I get it because I follow Think and Grow Rich and Napoleon Hill. And, you know, there's people that say a lot of stuff about Napoleon Hill and believe what you want. But the fact is that that book, is timeless, and the principles are timeless. You can think whatever you want of Napoleon Hill, but the principles work. And everybody who I know, like, and respect, and who's truly successful from the inside out, understand that book. You don't have to read the book. It's not for everybody, but you know, if you know, you know. If you know, you know, as the kids say. But there's this ad, this man goes, he's holding up the book Think and Grow Rich. And he's like, think and grow rich, think and grow poor. Napoleon Hill died broke, which is not true. We work closely with his grandson, JB Hill, Dr. JB Hill, and he like debunks everything that people say. And I just wonder, like, that's how rumors get started. It's like, where is the evidence? But we don't defend it because people are going to believe what they want to believe. But he was saying, oh, this book doesn't touch on the real issue, why people aren't rich and why people don't heal and why people don't achieve their dreams, because they have to get to the core of their trauma, of their negative limiting beliefs and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, well, Napoleon Hill already addressed that in the book, if you would read it, because the guy probably didn't read it. And it's called The Six Ghosts of Fear. It's called The Six Ghosts of Fear, or The Subconscious Mind, or Autosuggestion, Getting to the Root. And then a whole nother book, Outwitting the Devil, this dark force that takes over, whether it be through trauma, whether it be through your own negative programming, through transgenerational trauma. Of course, 100 years ago, Napoleon Hill didn't have the language for that. And we do need an upgrade on the language. And that's why people continue to teach it. And that's why at the Napoleon Hill Institute, we teach these principles and these philosophies in a way that is contemporary to today's language. And as a psychotherapist, I'm so grateful that we can do that. And so, like, Outwitting the Devil is, you have darkness in you, just like you have light. We all do. The call's coming from inside the house. So outwitting your own demons, outwitting your own devil, whether it be something that you've done through an addiction, something that you've been abused, or whatever it is. But yes, that is the source. The gentleman was right. That was the one thing he was right about. The reason why most people don't achieve success or, you know, achieve their goals is because of the mental blocks and trauma, unresolved, emotional, wacky stuff that's within them, right? But it's just a different time and a different language, right? So anyways, I keep seeing that ad and it cracks me up. But he's so mad. He's so mad. It's like people have to make other people wrong so that they can be right. Like they have to crap on a person, a teacher, a book, a philosophy to show you theirs. It's like, that just doesn't sit right with me. It's like, if you have a good product, use your product, sell your product or your framework or your whatever. It's like, but don't talk smack on, we love everybody. Like, you will never see anybody at NHI, the Napoleon Hill Institute, talking negatively about anybody in the personal development space. We love everybody because it's different. We just really love the philosophy of Napoleon Hill and we share it, you know? So that's what we choose to do. Anyways, this is a fun little side note. All right. There's a couple more pages, so we might have to we'll read the last 2 pages of chapter 7 tomorrow. So it'll be part 3, but basically get close with that inner world, get close with your higher power, get close to God, get close in any way, however you call it, but go within and connect and trust and have faith and focus on the good things. Acknowledge what's good already, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what negative things are happening. What is good in your life? Acknowledge it and feel how you're grateful for it. What if it wasn't there? Like, I hate to say things can always be worse, but things can always be worse, you know? And it's not to bypass the crappy things. It's like, yes, if something is really bad, acknowledge it and acknowledge what's good with, even though that is happening. I think you get what you're picking up what I'm putting down. So that was part 2, or maybe it's part 3. No, that was part 2. Yeah, of chapter 7. Again, all of the previous readings are on my playlist under Think and Grow Rich 2025, because I did this reading back years ago and I have another playlist for that. So I hope you're having a beautiful weekend. It's the last day of May. It just felt like it was May 1st. It is May 31st. Tomorrow is June 1st. Wow. It's going to be summer. It's going to be a magical summer. What do you want to do this summer? What do you want to accomplish this summer? What do you want to experience this summer? Romanticize your summer. I'm going to drink a lot of green tea. I'm going to drink a lot of tea, iced tea, a lot of iced green tea. I'm going to be active. Well, with this toe situation, I can't run, which I wasn't really running much. I was walking more because I ran for like 90 days straight. I can do the Stairmaster. I just want to be in my body, stay active, stay healthy, create more. I'm excited actually to start outwitting the devil and continue with my Course in Miracles. I think I was up to video 15 here. If you are interested in A Course in Miracles, I have playlists as well, but that's not for everybody. That's very niche. I thought about starting my own channel when it came to that, but I don't know. I think I'm just going to keep everything on this channel until if something goes in a certain direction, but this is just who I am. I think I just want to keep this one channel and share everything that helps me. So thank you all for your love and support. I appreciate all of your comments. If you have any questions, please just ask me. All of my information is in the description box, how to contact me. I offer free consultations. I have a lot of ways to work with me one-on-one or in a group capacity, and I'm excited. So thank you to this community. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.